to start adding.
That would be a good point to at least buy in. That would be your entry.
Right.
Because that second candle would be more or less your confirmation candle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That this was, in fact, the bottom.
Bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
But do you guys see the little technique I use where I took, and let me just take it all off again. Hold on. I took all these topping tails, see all the topping tails, and I just colored them red just to give me, you know, I don't know, like Hansel and Gretel, you know, they're dropping the breadcrumbs, you know, at grandma's house, you know, and at some point they stopped seeing the fact that, you know, there ain't no more, you know, they look back and there ain't no more, the birdies ate up all the.
Which makes sense, because then that's why you can ignore it. That's why you can GCI on that one.
I was just going to say that.
Because of the fact that, again, they are truly green candle ignorers based upon those. Now, what's the proper term for those, Mr. Tony? Wicks or tails?
Those are tails. The ones that I colored, those are all tails, except for this one. Except for this point almost. Except for that.
Based upon the tails, based upon the tails, you could definitely ignore the green of the candle.
Yeah.
Now that makes, matter of fact, that makes more sense of why to ignore those particular green candles. One other question, as far as the reversal at the top, the one that we just right up there. So let me ask you this. Whereas before, Micron was riding on top of the 8, but then it got halted by the 8. And that
right here.
Right, exactly.
All happened right there, yeah.
Exactly, right there.
Yeah.
So whereas the 8 was support, now it became resistance.
Mm-hmm. But remember, the 8 is not the star of the show.
The 20 is.
Yeah, there it is right there.
The 20 is the star of the show.
He's the star of the show.
And then just for purposes of clarification, which takes precedence, the 20 or the 200?
The 20. Always trade with the 20. Are you noticing, and this is a question for everybody, are you guys noticing? Now look, I only got 3 indicators on my screen. I don't know how many of you guys got going. I got a feeling you got more than 3. But do you see how these stocks trade right in my note? I mean, that's all I need. I don't have a bunch of stuff on there, and they just hover. They just hang out there. Do you guys notice that? I don't know, when you guys have your indicator, do you notice how much they just hang right there? They're there. And all day long, all these stocks are trying to do is that they're just trying to get back in balance. That's all they're just looking for balance. The only reason that the stock market moves at all is because there's an imbalance. And that 20, they just want to hang out and be friends with the 20s, like, you know, Michael Jackson or something. They just want to hang out with the guy, you know. They just want to be around the 20. Okay. Now the 200 is grandpa, this Joe. I'm getting silly now, but you know, the 200 is the granddad. I mean, he's got the strength. He's the trampoline, right? If you're above, oh, you know what? Okay, so let me bring the cues back real quick here. Let me do this really quick. Okay, I'm gonna move you out. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go back into the cues. Okay, so knowing what we know now, John. So we were talking about the 200, right? So,
yeah, knowing what we know now with that green candle that faked me out a little bit, but really I should have drawn the red over that. Again, I'm sorry, wick, correct?
Well, is this a tail or is that a wick?
Again,
this one right here.
That'd be a tail.
That's a tail. Because of the size of it. Look how long it is. That's a tail.
Right. That's a tail. Okay, so based upon that, I should have drawn red over that, and know that okay, it failed to break the 200, and so I can enter a position there, and then see what happens.
Yes, sir. The short answer is yes. And is that a 55 or 100% retracement of that green candle there with this red one here too?
Yes.
Right there. Right there. Right there. Boom. That red candle right there retraced that green topping tail, which is no more than this. Oh, got me. I knew I was going to mess up, Pat. Sorry.
No, that's all right. No, but actually,
You know what I'm saying. You guys know it.
That was a good faux pas because it showed the
Showed the direction, right? Yeah. It actually showed the direction, right? Yeah. So there it is. There's your entry. So really, you know, there's a couple of things that, and I made some notes here today, and I was sitting in at the hospital there with Mom, and I was writing some things down here. So there's 4 things that you really want to be conscious of. A couple of things you want to be conscious of. I'm gonna clean this off real quick. Take that off there again. Is it easier? And it's a little easier to see there too, right? Now you see it. Now you see it again here. Okay. See it there. There's my entry. There's my ad on that candle. Bang, bang, bang. There's my next ad right there, maybe, you know. And I was going to talk about ads, and we can. Since I'm right here, I'll just talk about it right now. I'll get to the notes here in a minute.
Mr. Tony,
Yes, sir.
real quick.
Yes.
What would have made you not jump in it the first time it got rejected on the 200?
Back, like
Yeah, that one.
this one
That,
right
yeah.
here. Right
Yeah,
here.
what would have made you not get in that one?
Or I may have,
Okay.
have,
Yeah,
you know,
that's not valid.
and it would have been okay. I mean, it would have been okay because, so let me ask you a question. Where
Yes.
would I put my stop at?
Right above the 200. Yeah, right there.
So I'm okay, right? I mean, I didn't get a whole lot out of it, you know, but I didn't get stopped out, you know, because I probably, more than likely, once we got over here and I got that move, I would have put my stop underneath that candle, or not even there. I probably would have went 55%. I probably would have went right here, and I would have got stopped out. So probably, to be 100% with you, the trade would have probably gone somewhere from, because I know I wouldn't have gotten in right there. Probably would have been somewhere, I don't know, maybe in here. You know, it'd have been a small little trade. You know, I get stopped out on a lot of trades. I think I was telling you guys last week, I got stopped out like 13 times. I get stopped out a lot because I do these retracements, you know, because I know if I catch one right, you know, if I catch one of those retracements right, then I'm gonna get one of those. So I take a lot of them. I just happen to get stopped out. But when I get a good one, you know, it's a good one.
And so I see that red candle, which is masquerading as a green candle up there now. Okay. Yep.
Help?
Yeah, the red candle masquerading as a green candle. That's a beautiful thing.
Does that help a little bit?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, hey, Mr. Tony, and as you mentioned, you get stopped out a lot because you do the retracements. Do you how do you go about like with your starter positions and everything? Do you just like once you get that retracement, do you just kind of put in a starter and then wait for additional confirmation and go heavier? Or do you go heavier after the green candle ignores or what?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, so for me, just because I just, you know, been doing this for a little bit, yeah. I usually start out with like a medium position.
Okay.
And I think you guys already know, I'm not trying to talk about how many shares I trade, but I think you guys already know the size lots I trade. Okay. So I'm always thinking that, okay, listen, if I get stopped out, I don't have like a heavy position on, but you know what, Lauren, if it does happen to do that,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, yeah. You know, unless it's something that looks really precarious, like something like this, which I would never trade, of course, because What? We're in the wrong opening. It's in the wrong position. You know, it's a red candle above the 200. I would never take that trade. Right? I mean, just makes 0 sense, right? You know,
Gotcha.
trading
Yep.
down, but it did eventually get back up there. But you know, I'm not taking that trade. Okay, but in terms of, yeah, do I come in heavy or no? I very seldom.
Okay.
I can't even think of really the last time I had one. I know there was. It's seldom, Lauren. Is the answer is it's seldom that I'll come in heavy. Usually, it's anywhere from light to medium.
Okay. Okay. And you find that even with all of the stop outs that you get, once you do catch a big one, it makes up for all of those.
Yeah, because here's my ad right here.
Mhm.
Okay, here's my next ad right here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But if you came in heavy right here, yeah, you get the maximum amount and all that. But you know, I'm telling you, it's just not over the long haul. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. You know, I'd rather come in medium, you know, up here, and then you can add, you know, add another couple thousand shares there, couple thousand, you know, or whatever you want to add right there, you know, you add there.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. So and let's talk about that. And I know that we've talked about adding. So in this situation, let's say the situation right here, say we came in right here, John, okay, you had that retracement there, the red retraced the green candle there, we're at or near the 20 period moving average. Iman, I love that Facebook video you put up about the guy getting hit out in the middle of the street.
Yep. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, you know better. And that was a good example. I'm glad you liked it.
I thought that was so funny. Listen, why are you guys putting in trades away, you know, over here? Why are you guys putting in trades, you know, over here? Where's the 20? 20's over there. Why are you guys putting in trades over here? Stop it. Look. Okay, so I made some notes. I'm all over the place tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm a ragtag, but hopefully you guys are getting something from this. So
We're with you. We're with you.
You mentioned 4 things, Mr. Tony.
Yes.
You were going to go over 4 things.
Oh, okay. So
We're helping you out, Mr. Tony. We're helping you out.
all right. So this is my entry, which is what reminded me of that, Iman. This is my entry, right? What's the name of this entry? 55 and 100% retracement of the previous candle, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can, what is the name of this entry? There ain't no name for that entry. What's the name for this entry? There's no name for it.
Well, you want to know what I've called it in the times past, Mr. Tony?
Well, that we got women in the room, John, so don't.
I'm not talking about that. Now that's your mind, Mr. Tony, not mine.
I know what you called it. Like,
but you know, I've called that entry over there, the
What's
one you
that?
pointed out. Keep on going. I'm talking all the way over to like 2 o'clock. Right there,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I've called that a reversal. That's what I've tried to call it.
All right. I mean, it's a pullback. It's a little bit of a pullback because I kind of look at the fact that I got my 8 and my 20 are facing downward. Okay. And I know at some point, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's the 5th candle there. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Some
But that's
point
what
we're going to get that little pullback, but it
Yeah.
might not be, but it's not necessarily a trade. The trade would be more here where this green candle retraced the red candle right there. At least it's kind of near the 8, but I still wouldn't take that trade because my 8 is going down, my 20 is headed down, and I'm below the 200. I don't want that trade. And I bet if I go back and I look at what the daily candle was for today, I bet it was red. I don't know.
Oh, it
if I can
definitely
bring it
was red.
up.
Definitely.
Well, it was a green candle.
No, that was today.
Oh, that's the.
But yesterday though, that was red.
Oh, I brought up the. Yeah, it was red. I just messed up my thing. I got to go all the way back now. Darn it. I gotta go back over here. Yeah, that's true. All right, so yeah. All right, let me open it back up again here. So you guys are getting, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to understand where you're at in the trade, what's happening all around you, okay? Am I far away? Am I near? Is that a green candle or is that really a red candle, okay? And if it is a red candle, okay, then I really need to be paying attention because I've got this topping tail that's really a red candle and it just got retraced by another red candle right there. Oh, why won't my
So quick
thing work?
question.
There it is.
Would I consider all topping tails red candles? That's the end of my question.
Like GCIs and RCIs type scenario.
Yeah, you could because here's the thing. If you go back and you look in the course when we were talking about candles and how candles developed, okay? And we talked about, especially like, I believe it was candle number 2 and candle number 7,
Yes.
which are going to be the red bottom, excuse me, the green bottoming tail is number 2 and number 7 is going to be the red topping tail.
Correct.
Those are your second strongest candles, right?
Yes.
Okay, but they were developed from the fact that they used to be candle number 1 and candle number 6. They were full candles.
Right.
Okay, but then the pressure either came down or the pressure went up to make that momentum swing in the opposite direction, which only left a little bit of green on this one and a little bit of red on the other one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, if you can see my screen, I'm going to change just the wick color to reds on my green topping tails. The opposite for these.
Okay, am I looking at your screen or something? Am I?
You're looking at me talking.
Oh,
and-
you're over there. Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
see you on my thing here. I'm like,
Okay. So I keep this.
I'm missing something.
I got you.
Yeah, you can
I
feel.
keep this.
Yeah, you say like on number 2. Oh, you keep that. Good.
Yeah. So this is
Good.
what I'm using throughout the day. So what
Okay.
I'm going to do is, as the reminder, these green topping tails, I'm just going to make the wick part.
Well, that would be a bottoming tail there. I mean, topping tail with the one at the bottom would be a bottoming tail. The red one would be a bottoming.
Got you.
Yes.
So this is topping,
Yeah.
and I could change this to, I'm just going to do a little shade of red just to give me a visualization.
Yeah, you could do
That's
like
a
if you
very
want to do
good
like a
thing.
little lightish,
Yeah.
lightish red color, just to
Right.
kind of give you that. Okay.
Almost like a highlight. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mhm. Because it's just give you that confirmation because you're saying, okay, now everything is going down. Like I was showing you guys in the previously, on the Micron one today. Bring it back over. When I started, and I hope this makes sense, guys. I really hope you guys.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes better sense now.
That was red. And all of the, I didn't, I got to expand it out. Oh gosh, I got to get so much better at this thing, I'll tell you. Okay. So, and then I want to go there. And where was I at? Was it in this one? Oh, right over here. So all these were. And you're going, man, by the time we get down here to a change of color, now all of a sudden the red is actually on the bottom and the green is on top. Well, wait a minute, hold on. Maybe I found the bottom. Maybe that's the end. Because let me tell you something. That was a heck of an A train today. That was a nice ride. That was fun.
Even
was
though,
really-
Mr. Tony, at that point, your 8 and your 20 are still trending down, but of course they're just starting to level off. So
Yeah, remember the 8's a little quicker than the 20, obviously, because it's taking in fewer calculations than the 20 is. So they're going to be a little bit of a laggard, you know, especially the 20 is a little bit of a laggard. So, but
Yeah, you can see where the 8 is leveling off. And then, of course, you still got that 200. And so at that point, even though it's below the 200, I guess what I'm asking at this point is, the run was so long, you almost have to assume that the run is just about over.
Yeah, because and then when you get this one right here, you know, I've had all these red candles, you know, I've had
Right.
all these red candles and all the red has been on top. It's all been on top. Oh, I didn't draw that one right there. It's all been on top. You know, it's all been on top. And now all of a sudden the red is on the bottom here. The candle is
Little-
turned green.
And a little telltale, and that's the thing where most people would never notice that little nuance that you just showed us.
But it's big because you just caught the bottom, which means now I can go in here and I can catch this.
And even though the run wasn't too long, 1, 2, 3, actually, if you start on the second one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, still, that's a nice 5 candle run.
I want to talk about that too. Okay, all right, I didn't talk about my 4 things. I'm all over the place. Okay, so the name of my trade. What is the name of my trade? Please write this down. What is the name of my trade? And by the way, me and Patrick just got through talking about it. We're going to develop some logs, journaling, some journals for you guys too. So what is the
Thank
name?
you.
Yeah. What is the name? You're welcome. What's the name of my trade? Okay. So there's going to be a little entry in that journal. It's going to say name. Okay. And you're going to put the name of the trade in there because I don't want you guys taking trades way out here. Okay. I don't want you taking trades over there. Name that. What is that? Well, it's the, yeah, I don't want to hear that. Okay. Okay. This is where I protect. Okay. That's number 2. This is where I protect. Okay. In this situation here on this short, this is where I add, and our adds, and here, there and there actually. Okay. And we're going to take approximately 2 adds if possible. But the first color change is going to more than likely, or the first pullback, which is going to be a color change, obviously, is going to be where our first add is going to occur. Okay.
So there's 2 parts to 2. This is where I protect. This is where I add.
This is the name. This is where I protect. This is where I add. Okay. And this is where I take profits. I want to make sure that I am starting to take profits after I've had at least a 2 or 3 candle push. If you want it to be 2, I'd recommend 3, but 2 is acceptable, at least a 2 candle push. I'm in this thing 2 candles, meaning I'm you know, say for example, we got in here and we've got a 1 candle here, a 2 candle here, 3 candles here. I might want to take a little bit off the table because I've already had my ad, or if I came in, or if I hadn't done that ad, which I did, but if I did the ad here, I'm looking for a 1 candle, a 2 candle, a 3 candle. Okay. Okay, maybe I'll start taking a little bit of money off the table now. Okay. If I'm long, say 1,000, maybe I'll cut it back to 500 now. When I get down here, I've gone, what, 1, 2, 3 more candles again. Okay. Even though I wouldn't right here because I still like that. But I'm just saying, for example purposes, maybe I take another, I'm still long, I'm still short 500. Maybe I take another 200 off there, or 300, and I'm still short 200 going down into the final position, right? So I'm just scaling out of the position. Now, if you don't have a whole lot of shares or you don't have a lot of contracts, say you only got, 5 contracts, maybe you only take out 2 and then you take out another one and still you're short 2 contracts by the time you're down in this range right here. And if you get stopped out, you go, okay, no big deal. I'm okay. I got a little bit of juice out of that. That's fine. I'm okay. All right. That's professional management in terms of managing your trade. That's what professionals do. That's how they manage a trade. Because imagine you're long, 50,000 shares. If you're long or you're short, in this case, 50,000 shares, man, it's hard to dump 50,000 shares. It's hard to get out of that position. You got to start sneaking them out. You got to start sneaking them out, sneaking them out, sneaking them out, sneaking them out, sneaking them out. Because you can't just put in, offer to sell 50,000. That throws them like, yeah, you're gonna have some slippage. Absolutely. So look, it's just I want you guys to understand there's a method to all of this. There's a formula that we're using with all of this. So we're looking for, okay, what is the name of my trade? This is where I protect, okay? This is where I add, okay? This is where I start taking profits after a 2 to 3 candle push, okay? All right, okay. So you just want to make sure you got a reliable set of rules, okay?